For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
The face of truth is open. The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Imagine being under siege in a particular community because thugs are in search of their cocaine. Also coming up on our broadcast this afternoon, what kind of legal action, if any, can you take against the water and sewerage company because of their failure to provide you with potable water, despite us facing a drought right now? Hello everyone, welcome to the most monitored talk show in the world, and this is NewsSpin on Power 97.9 FM. We are also on the NewsSpin Facebook page as well as the YouTube channel. In a bit, your calls at 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, and Kimani will be going through some of your comments in the chat room. Continue the assignment, and that is focusing on those critical issues that are of importance to you so that you can make the right decision, and also, if necessary, you could apply the right pressure on the authorities so that they could effect change that could impact you in a positive manner. So like you, as titled yesterday when I got this call from this resident of Canaries, and he started off by saying that the community has been neglected for far too long in terms of bringing various forms of economic development to the area, and also saying that there's a rich source of water in Canaries, but this is not being utilized to quench the thirst of residents there. Instead, it is being transported to other parts of the island, particularly on the west coast, Sufra, etc., for the utilization of residents there. And then I was caught off guard when this guy was reporting some startling news that elements were running amok over in Canaries, and according to him, children was being startled and then you had people being kidnapped, etc., because certain individuals were in search of missing drugs, cocaine, according to him. Let us listen to him recount that story to us, as he did yesterday on the most monitored talk show in the world.
This morning, something happened in Canaries, Tim, and I want to send a message out to the police officers, Tim, especially the Canaries police officers. Tim, did you know today, this morning, bright and early from last night, there is something going on with Canaries and Surrey. The fellas say they get cocaine on the sea, and you know, fellas coming and look for cocaine, come in the community. We've gone all kind of thing, Tim. You know, kidnapping people. You know, and Tim, you know, they call in the police station right there in Canaries. The fellas saying they don't have a vehicle when you could walk to the village. You understand what I'm saying? When all the fellas go and do what they go to now, you know, you've seen police from Ansari come back in the forward, but the fellas go already. So how are we going to address that crime thing, Tim? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, these are things that never, ever happening. This morning, even the school kids, Tim, was crying and things, because, you know, guns and police and neck, as they go say. I mean, and the police, everything happened after, when everything died out, is when the police come in and people calling the police and things. Tim, I really think, you know, I feel sorry for my community, Tim. I really do.
A caller to the broadcast yesterday. Picture this. What he just said there, that account he gave of what transpired yesterday over in Canaries. And I know somehow those of you in the diaspora, you seem to be more alarmed than a lot of people in St. Lucia, because we have been so exposed to various forms of unruly behavior and the lawlessness that has become so acceptable in our country. It says something, you know, that criminal elements, miscreants, people who have a propensity to get involved in criminal acts of one nature or the other, they are not afraid of law enforcement. They don't get a sense that they will be made to account, or they'll be held accountable for their actions. And that is why you have this kind of bravery being exhibited by them, that kind of brazenness. It did not be in the wee hours of the morning for those criminals to act in that way. It could be 10 o'clock in the morning. It could be 11, it could be noon. It could be 5 in the afternoon. That says something about the quality of leadership in our country. And I know that many of you do not like to hear that. Those things are happening in our country primarily because of a dearth of resolute and quality leadership. What would happen to me if I do this? Criminals ought to ask themselves that kind of question. So they know that, you know, we're so laid back as a country, as a police force, as a national security ministry, as a crime prevention ministry, as home affairs ministry, as a police station over in Canaries or wherever. We're just so laid back. But our focus is on what? All the fetes, the carnival. We focus on jazz. We have a lot of energy to expend on those things. The older generation have it this way. Looking at it from a micro level, the household. You only will be permitted to celebrate if you go to church, if you're on your best behavior, if you are bringing in good grades, etc. But in St. Lucia, irrespective, we don't have to be in our best behavior. Our priority is on the entertainment and the fetes. A whole lot of consumerism that is taking place in this country right now. And that is to the detriment of people who do not have the discipline to save for a rainy day. And so those same people who are being praised and congratulated for wearing finest clothes to the various jazz festival events, are the same people now will tell you they cannot afford to purchase a water tank. They just can't afford it. But they had money to splurge during the jazz festival. And they'll get the money to splurge during the carnival. We are not saying don't do those things. What we're saying on this broadcast is get your priorities right. And we have to take you again to the comments made by the former Prime Minister of Singapore, Prime Minister Lee. And he makes reference to 3 key master fundamentals. If his country, and by extension, St. Lucia, were to deal with crisis after crisis. And he says, A united people, a high-quality leadership team, and high trust between the people and their leaders. These are vital if we are to respond creatively and resiliently to challenges year after year. Because those challenges, whether you want to believe it or not, they will come to the fore. And we could either be equipped to deal with them, or we could be found in a state of unreadiness. And when we are found in a state of unreadiness, what do? We come up with all kind of ridiculous excuses. And thank God, those in authority have not spoken about this water crisis and the criticism that is being leveled at WASCO. Because I could imagine somebody saying, this problem did not start as of July of 2021. So I'm happy I'm not hearing from those politicians. But will we learn anything at all from what we are going through at this point in time? And we're not saying that we would not be facing a water crisis, but we are saying that if WASCO was in a better state of readiness, the impact, the extent to which the problem is so severe certainly would have been mitigated. And we talk about mitigation all the time. All kind of officials, all kind of conferences. We talk about El Nino, El Niña, climate change, severe drought, and so on. But are we prepared as a people? And more than that, are our leaders, those agencies, have they done what is required to ensure that we are in a state of readiness? Talking about in a state of readiness. There's a flyer which is in circulation, and it's coming from the National Emergency Management Organization. An update regarding a 6 a.m. weather report dated date 23rd of May 2024. A tropical wave located over the central tropical Atlantic is moving westward near 17 miles per hour or 28 kilometers per hour. It is expected to affect our region from late Saturday into Sunday. The National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, advises the public to follow MET and NEMO for official updates. And that's it. We have not heard from the Director of Met Services. We have not heard from the Acting Director of NEMO. Maybe she is meeting behind closed doors with various officials, etc., but not updating the St. Lucian public. Those individuals just do not know what is required of them for the huge responsibility that they have. You remember Ms. Dawn French, Director of NEMO, served in the job for some 15 years. She has left, 10 years now, and we are still missing this lady because she epitomizes everything about professionalism, agility, nimbleness, you name it. She would invite herself on the various talk shows and various programs, and you felt her presence. So what will happen tomorrow? God forbid, if we start to feel the effects of this tropical wave. People will be scurrying all over the place, don't know what to do, issue a little press release there, a little weather report here and there, but there's no direct communication with the people of this country who would be so dearly impacted. It's a good time to hear from you at 452-2979, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. And facilities fees. We'll talk about that in just a moment as we say good afternoon to you, Kimani. Here's hoping you're having yourself a fantastic day. We still can't get your camera fixed.
And that's fine.
We just have a photograph there. No, it's not fine. It's not fine for a number of people in the chat room. It's not fine for John Thomas, among other people. They want to see the real Kimani, what she's wearing. She has a brown coat on today. Mm-hmm. They can't see that. So I mean, come on. That's not doing justice to your beauty, ma'am, and your intellect.
Right.
What is in the chat room?
In the chat room, someone says, I'm on the rooftop shouting out Wayne Gerard. Another comment, if the government is not doing what it's supposed to do, then it's the duty of the opposition to do what's necessary. Tim, you're making it sound like everyone in St. Lucia splurges on feds. This is not the case. Some of us have our priorities right. Someone is asking from YouTube, Tim, any update from the AG regarding impacts? Is there an update, Tim?
Is it the AG or the DPP?
The DPP, yes.
No, today is Friday, so we'll give him until mid next week.
Another comment, someone says, PJP keeps saying that he gives the police more and more vehicles and they have no vehicles. So who is lying? That's it in the chat for now.
All right, thank you so much. But Kimani, maybe you could provide us with an update. I think we have the clips. We might be able to play it of Mr. Kingston Jean, who is the Vice President of the National Association of Driving Schools. I think you had a story in your lunchtime news this afternoon about concerning
the cessation of oral examinations. So the Ministry of Transport, it reversed its decision, however, for the oral examinations under certain conditions. So
why do you think they did that? Maybe because they're afraid that Mr. Zhou will be beating Pan outside the Ministry of Transport.
Maybe. But I think maybe just to take into consideration individuals who are just not able to take the theory examinations, because we do have individuals who it's just not possible. So yeah, there are conditions. They would have to first register for the written theory examination, and after 3 attempts at the written examination, and if they're unsuccessful, they will be referred.
If you can't write, you just can't write, Right?
Well,
no. When I read the letter, I'm just saying, if you can't write, you can't write. Okay.
I was thinking that maybe they should probably
3 attempts.
That's $150.
3 attempts, no, doesn't make sense to me.
Maybe you could possibly get a doctor's letter or something to show that they just cannot do it, instead of having to sit the examination 3 times and then be able to go ahead and do the oral assessment.
Yeah. That's ridiculous. 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Let me see if I have a WhatsApp message. Somebody says there, Tim, Soufre had cocaine also. Another person says there via WhatsApp, good day, Tim. Do we have a water crisis? On Wednesday, I drove past by the old mental hospital. I saw workers clearing and pressure washing the old buildings. If you send your camera crew, you will see the buildings are cleaned. Let's see if we have some more of your WhatsApp messages while we await your calls once again at 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Somebody says, Tim, in all fairness, what can 6 police officers at the station in Canaries do when the thugs have AK-47s? I mean, let's stop making excuses. In today's world, police officers have to expect that criminal elements will have in their possession those high-powered firearms, because from time to time they are confiscated. So you do not just approach any criminal element, any individual, and say, "Boy, I know you have this, and I know you have that, and let's duke it out." You are supposed to be a professional. You ensure that you use whatever you have been taught at police school, whatever tactics, etc., to disarm the individual if you can. But you cannot allow this to go to happen unchallenged. All right, let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. Kimani, anything happening in the chat room?
Someone says, the most readied is never ready. In the chat, someone says, if you cannot read, how are you going to know what the road signs say? I mean, a sign and reading
those are two different issues. Yeah.
Yes. Another comment, Tim, what month are we in now? Didn't Mr. King say the Millennium Highway would have been completed by March? It is ridiculous how we do not hold these politicians accountable. SMH. Another comment, someone says 3 attempts. That's a bit much. That's it in the chat.
All right, thank you so much. 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. There's also a shooting which occurred last evening over in Cicero. I am told 2 men apparently were shot and injured. The injuries, of course, not life-threatening, and we do appreciate that. But what we do not appreciate is the fact that so many people in this country are choosing to use illegal means to settle whatever disputes or disagreements that they have. We have to bring that under some level of control. We have to continue to ensure that the police, they are provided with the requisite training, they have the resources to continue their efforts to disarm criminal elements in our country. Easily, we could have been reporting today that the island has recorded 2 homicides. Let us get a handle on this particular problem. Let us not allow the criminal elements to dictate the level of stability in our country. A WhatsApp message, somebody said, Tim, do you expect anything to happen in Canaries where a search warrant is concerned? The majority of officers working in Canaries are from the area. So what are you suggesting, sir? That if you have search warrants, they will not be executed because those police officers are very familiar with the residents. They are from the community, might be their friends, might be their relatives. So we're facing a serious dilemma there as far as this is concerned. But I came across a story on the website of Loop St. Lucia, and I think it's an eye-opener because, we tend to listen to the news, read the news, etc., watch the news on television, but not take certain things into consideration. And that is when a young person, we have so many young males who have been gunned down over the last few years in St. Lucia. Those people sometimes, according to that piece, they are disfigured, they are taken to the mortuary, and the morticians have to work on their body, etc. And this comes at a huge cost, psychological, financial, to family members. And it is high time that young people take note of what is happening to other young people like themselves. I mean, what recently we saw on Chaussee Road, that's on Wednesday. I mean, it is as if those young men, they believe that they cannot be injured. I mean, you're standing there in full view of your opponents, and they have cutlasses, and you have missiles being thrown at each other, etc. It is as if they are invincible. They cannot be injured. They cannot lose their lives, etc. But anyway, the piece reads, Brandon O'Brien, a young mortician at Lazarus Funeral Parlor, explains his concern with the rate at which youth are perishing to violent crime. O'Brien, who addressed a group of students at the Miku Secondary School during a youth talk, explained the hurt his witnessed parents experience. I've seen a lot of parents hurting. I personally have been part of the morticians who go and pick up these people, and I constantly have mothers and fathers grabbing me, screaming, he recounted. O'Brien urges youth to engage in self-reflection as they graduate into adulthood, prioritizing their and their families' safety over quick fun. The hurt and the tears in their eyes, no discount, no counseling can just get this burden off their back. Is that the lifestyle you want for your family? He encouraged. The young mortician shares his experience in having to prepare bodies brutalized by violent crime, noting that the criminal lifestyle bears no fruit. The piece continues. The country currently faces a surge in gang warfare, with most homicides over the last few years being gun-related. What a lot of people don't realize is the conditions that people tend to be in after such situations. When the body is already deteriorating, you can't even tell who that person is. They get really dark, and in worst case scenarios, you can't even have a proper viewing of such individuals. It continues. His last word of advice to delinquent youth is that if they do not walk the straight and narrow path, he will soon have to prepare their bodies. Imagine a mortician is saying that to you, that if you do not walk the straight and narrow path, he will soon have to prepare your body. Now, Kimani, how does it feel, to hear this from a mortician? Already for me, it's scary.
It is.
Dying is scary for me. And I want to die in my sleep. Okay, that's how I want to die, in my sleep. You don't want to be the victim of gun crime. You were shot, etc. You were hacked to death. And this is happening crime. So long these days. You have severed limbs,
yes.
and the photographs are gruesome.
Chopping off of heads.
Yeah. So let's take a call on the landline. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Tim.
Hi. Good afternoon to you, caller.
Good afternoon, Kimani.
Hi. Good afternoon.
Tim, what is happening to St. Lucia? Every day is a different story. You don't know which one to jump on. There was a time it was a water crisis. It was a deal at Port Castries, the Bannans Bay, and then you have the roads bad, and now you have crime yet back again. We had a relative almost a month and a half very quiet after the 32 homicide. Now we jump up to 43. Every now and then something is surfaced, getting its ugly heads up. And when we are saying that we are a peaceful society, we are a praying country, we are a religious country, but we have so many problems, just one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. And then we just say, who is responsible to maintain law and order in this country? Who is in charge? The Prime Minister, Minister of National Security, we have a Commissioner of Police. We have all of these people. We have so many technocrats in the Ministry of this, Ministry of Crime Prevention, the latest, all of those persons. And you mean to tell me we have so many problems? No rice on the shelf. We have a Minister for Commerce, no rice, no sugar. Then we don't have this, we shut up this. And problems after problem. And are we not a nation to stand on our foot? Once and for all, demand from these people that we need better. We need better than the way things presently are going on. We cannot accept what is happening. But no, all of a sudden they are preparing to go to a good time for us. It's carnival, it's jazz after jazz, then it's carnival, then people rev up, then we have World Cup coming, and all of a sudden we are just forgot the problem that we have that is affecting and plaguing our young people in society. I listened to you, what you read on the young mortuary and what he said, and it's so true. I told you the last time there was I think when the crime was started, we had 42 or 41, there was about. And we have so many young boys there are getting ready. They are the mortuary there. It is sad. It is so sad to see the state of St. Lucia right now. Persons who are better prepared to run St. Lucia, and right now they just forget what is happening. They have no answer. They had the answer before, But now there is no answer. We just cannot do anything and let it stay like that. I don't know. Are we waiting for karma? Something somebody needs to do. So in some countries, the heads are being rolled. We have so many things under investigation, so many from passport office to this. So many things are under investigation and nothing. Up to a day even as we speak, nobody not coming out. Those who are in charge not coming out clearly and say, here we are with that one. So many things. I mean, just like that, a peaceful country turned to lawless, after we have nobody in leadership, nobody who is leading St. Lucia, who calling the shots, who is responsible for what is happening. Then it's water. Who is responsible for water? Who is doing something? Is it Ancillary Canneries have a rep? When last everybody heard about him? I don't even know the name of the rep in Ancillary Canneries, honestly. I don't know his name. I don't know the guy. I don't know, man. Come on. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. I think the caller is pretending not to know the MP's name. But to continue the piece there, it says that his last word of advice to delinquent youth is that if they do not walk the straight and narrow path, they will soon have to prepare their bodies. Is that the life you want? Because I will have to take my time and try my hardest to make you look somewhat to what you used to be. And in the end, not even your friends and family can attend such funerals out of fear that it could be them, he said finally. So imagine, even after you have been gunned down, you have succumbed to your injuries, and the funeral takes place, your relatives are also afraid to turn out to pay their last respects and so on, because we know what could also happen at those burial services.
Well, there's heavy police presence there, so it's not a moment of, celebrating that person's life.
WhatsApp message, somebody said, Tim, I told you that the fire service is being used to truck water to the cricket grounds. Glad you have a video. The Grosley fire station. We have another WhatsApp message. While we await your calls, once again, 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Somebody says, there, good day, Tim. I heard there's a new drug on the market. Over the last 2 weeks, my family had to deal with the situation of my nephew being given Molly, which has caused him some mental issues and had to be admitted to the mental wellness center. You know about this Molly?
I've heard about it, but I didn't know it was
available in St. Lucia.
Yeah.
That's the first time I'm hearing about this. All right, anything in the chat room, Kimani?
Someone says, no sugar, no water, no glow do, no sugar daddies, bagay move. Another comment in the chat, good day, I'm 48 years old and it's the first time that I have seen a government totally silent and disconnected from the people of the nation. While there are so many problems affecting the country and nothing is being said about it, no reassurance or word of concern is coming from the government. I know the government do not have all the answers, but you are the government and responsible for making sure the nation is being governed properly and the health and safety of your people are your priority. I pray God gives this man wisdom and understanding, because after some time people will get frustrated and start to take matters into their own hands. Another comment, I'm always saying that, Tim, in my sleep or whilst having great XXX. Fill in the blanks, Tim. Die whilst in their sleep or whilst having great XXX.
I don't know. What are you saying?
I don't know. Another comment, I have a brother who is a police officer. The boy made his father sleep in the police cell and tell us...
I guess they're saying why, maybe? Why?
The boy made his father sleep in the police cell and tell us he have no problem arresting us when it comes to his job. Another comment, Tim, didn't Minister Virginia Albert Poyet say that she was going to meet you face to face on the matter where you were questioning who paid her medical bill and how much it was? Has she met you yet? Because she has been on other talk shows and back in the public eyes.
What's a message? Why would Wasco dig a road which was just paved at Kaimanger? I would think that before roads are paved, we would ensure that all infrastructure beneath the ground are up to standard. Horrible project management. Still to come, facilities fees, we'll discuss in just a bit. This is the most monitored talk show in the world.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
Lazarus's Funeral Home is here for you. Lazarus's Private Cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's Private Cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for rooms. Call us in Vidbuta at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
Lucilex remote options are available to serve you every weekday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call or send a WhatsApp message to 285-6796, 285-7859, 285-3593, 285-3329, or 285-8640, or send an email to customersupport@lucilec.com for assistance. Lucilec encourages you to use the available options for doing business with us remotely.
Join us at the KFC Recruitment Pop-Up, Saturday 25th May at Constitution Park from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. KFC is searching for enthusiastic team members, supervisors, delivery drivers, cyclists, and riders. So come prepared to join the KFC team and receive exceptional training and amazing benefits. Take this opportunity to shape your future with KFC. See you at the pop-up.
44 million fans, 11 players, 1 flow, bleeding we colors, celebrating we greatness. With every 6, every wicket, every moment of glory, show the world what we made of. Wherever it's Flow is proud to be a part of it. Join we back, feel we energy. This is We Game. Visit discoverflow.co. Flow, official telecom supporter of T20 World Cup.
Night Meds is your dependable neighborhood pharmacy. You'll notice that upon entry, you are greeted by caring professional staff, attentive to your every need. Your prescriptions are always treated with a high degree of confidentiality, and we pride ourselves on providing speedy, efficient service. We carry a wide array commonly requested over-the-counter products, and our prices are very competitive. We offer blood pressure testing, blood sugar, and cholesterol testing. We're open to fill your prescriptions Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Come visit Sadu's gas station on the Miku Highway or call us at 572-6840 or WhatsApp 461-6840 for more information. Night Meds Pharmacy. We are your community med store.
For 100 years, Metabo, made and engineered in Germany and distributed by Europa Hardware, has been at the forefront of innovation, delivering quality tools trusted by professionals worldwide. For being a part of our journey, here's to the next 100 years of excellence. Metabo, distributed by Europa Hardware, building our world together. For the month of June, get an all Metabo machine. Come to Europa for
Get your accommodation ready for the event season. Jazz, T20 cricket, and of course, St. Lucia Carnival with hot showers powered by a tropical solar water heater. We offer a variety of sizes for any house, apartment, or hotel, and efficient installation within 24 to 48 hours of purchase. Call us today to find out what specials we have in store for you. With 3 convenient locations in Beaufort, 454-6344, Castries, 453-1868, or Grosley, 450-8201. Tropical Solar, good for the environment, good for you.
Dreamcatchers SLU presents its first annual Back in Time and Country and Western Dance. All going down on Saturday, 25th of May, upstairs the Kamaki's Wholesale and Retail. Lobby on the Bexo Highway. Yes, you heard right. Back in Time and Country and Western Dance. Music by DJ Candy Kid, DJ Shaba, and special guest Lucian Boss, DJ Cleus, and MC Jonos. Lots of prizes to be won, including a night for 2 giveaway for Best Dressed Couple. Events DJ's Paradise, 4 giveaways for the Best Dancing Couple. and more. Remember, mark the date. Get your best back-in-time outfits ready as Lobby on the Bexar Highway, Saturday. Dreamcatcher, you back in time at Country and West Dance. You pay $15 before and $20 after. Powered by DJC for Sound System. Sponsored by Blue Waters, JJ's Paradise, and Bobby. For more information, contact FJC at 717-1025 or Dreamcatcher SLU at 460-7279.
According to a parent, they are facing a bill of, I think, over $300 in payments that are due for facility fees. Now remember, the administration did promise to pay those facility fees for primary as well as secondary school students, in addition to paying the CXC examination fees for maths and also English. So it turns out, apparently, the government of St. Lucia, I don't know if it's directly the Ministry of Education, but let's just say the government of St. Lucia has reneged on that promise to pay the facility fees for those students. And many students, I'm told, in this particular case, the person told me that their son is attending the St. Mary's College. And many students, if they do not pay the facility fees, because the parents and guardians, they took the government at its word that the facility fees would have been paid, they have to now find those monies to pay the facility fees, so that in the case of SMC, I don't know if about the other schools, so that in the case of SMC, the students in Form 5 can graduate. I know this program is being monitored by many government departments, including the Ministry of Education. Somebody can call from the ministry right now to explain this. A parent, if you care to, you can call as well to confirm what I just said there. Because the government has been boasting about paying facility fees for primary and secondary school students on the island. Good time to call. 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages at 716-2026. Somebody says, Tim, it's me again. Upper La Panse, no water going on for 4 weeks. And what pisses me off, Wasco guys coming to check meter yesterday. What do you do with that, Tim? Really? And let's see if we have some more of your messages to go through. Let's see. I don't know, Kimani, if you have any comments in the chat room.
I do have a few comments in the chat. Someone says, unless those people mentioned in the impacts report are brought before a court of law and justice is imposed in St. Lucia, St. Lucia will always have a major issue with crime, and the Leahy law will not be removed. Impacts is one of the cornerstones of crime in St. Lucia. Another comment, if Lady Spice was the Minister of Commerce, we would never miss sugar. An airport worker confirmed that transparency and accountability boarded a flight from St. Lucia. Someone says, you think if they knew that if they went to prison for those major crimes and they have to face a noose or electric chair as soon as they were sentenced, do you think things wouldn't change? The prison needs to have a cemetery, make them dig their own grave. Honestly, I hate having to think of such measures, but when armed masked men break into my house and I retaliate, then I go to prison for protecting my life and that of my family. That is crazy, SMDH.
WhatsApp message, somebody says, a particular gas station in the north, I think price control needs to go there. Prices are so high there, shaking my head. All right, let's see if we can get a call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Hello.
Hello, yeah. Good afternoon, Tim.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, how you doing, Tim? I'm okay. How is Kimani?
I am okay.
All right.
How about you?
I'm good.
What's in your mind?
I could tell you and report to you that it's not a joke that you are the most monitored program in the world. I could tell you that. I walked into one office one time, I had my issues, and as soon as I walked there, and I spoke to somebody on the other end. They told me, yes, he was on NewsSpin.
So they were monitoring.
Yeah, it was a welfare office in Castries, and I went to a welfare office in Beaufort, and they know I was on NewsSpin. Now I'm so scared to talk to you, Tim, because everybody is monitoring Tim. Everybody, don't worry if what they tell you. Everybody.
Try and disguise your voice.
I'm telling you that.
Try and disguise your voice. Try and talk like a female right now, if you have a concern.
No, I'm not doing anything. They know my voice. All of Beaufort know who I am. Right now, everybody, when I go back to town, they'll tell me I heard your voice on NewsSpin. Tim, there is nothing working in this country. I mess up. You remember that same child I tell you I'm disabled? And that's me there.
Okay.
And the mother never come and look for him. It's about a year and 4 months now. He never even come and pay him a visit. And I'm trying to get to these people at welfare to see if they could transfer some funds to me, because the mother have nothing to do with him. He tell me to him, he told me that that's my turn to take care of the child right now. I'm talking to you all. You're listening at welfare. You're hearing. Delia Ismail is still collecting the funds for the child for Fatal in Beaufort. For 4 months, she never come and see him. So tell her to transfer the funds to me, because right now I'm trying to get to the court. They tell me I have to go to Castries for family court. I can't leave my child in Beaufort and go to Castries to family court. Who is watching in for me? I don't have a critic. I have nothing. Tim, we are upside down. We have no court. We have nothing is happening in this country, Tim. I can't talk for too long, but Tim, because people monitoring me, they know who I am. I know, because I'm so overwhelmed and messed up with that situation in our country. Now I'm just like to tell Mr. Thomas, I'm hearing him on the line. Mr. Thomas, good afternoon to you. I'm hearing you all the time. I'm there. I'm okay. I'm taking care of my kid. I'm all right. Tim, I'll talk to you again.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, and all the best to you. We hope that the authorities, again, social transformation, they will try to see if they could assist you as soon as possible. 452-2979, your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, and that is 716-2026. We have another call. Mr. Rigobert is online. Good afternoon to you, sir. You are on the air.
Yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Kimani. Good
afternoon,
my brother Tim.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Yeah. Hope all is well with you guys in there.
We are okay.
As for me, I am doing good. I'm doing good. I'm holding on. You know? And Tim, when I have things like that, man, it just really, really touch me, Tim. And it's not because I am in such situation. You understand? And it's not because I'm not feeling it. That doesn't mean that I'm not in the situation. If I can say it that way. In my situation, the Father has not calmed the storm of sickness or illness in my life. The storm is still there. But what he does, he calms me. You understand? So in the midst of the storm, not even a grain of rain that will wet me. You understand? No, not because of that. I don't feel the burden of my brother who just called there. You understand? And there is another lady that called, yes, I think it was yesterday or the day before. I think her title is Camille. Her last name is Camille. You understand? And she was explaining the things that she's going through. And they are hearing you, as the brother said, the show is the most monitored one they are hearing. And they are not doing nothing about it. You understand? The lady, they say she fall. He fall. She fall, we are our brother's keeper. He fall leve yon. Ou kopon, he fall leve. Ou kopon, ou pa kopon ki men yo ka leve la tim.
Oui.
Ba yon bagay pou faire. Est-ce que vous comprenez là? Madame n'a pas qu'à parler, il pas qu'à bailler mon coup. Vous comprenez quoi? Tant madame n'a qu'à parler, madame n'a intellect, ouais, bon, tout bagay bon. Jodi c'est folle, vous comprenez? Plutôt les play-ups, ils ont amené un côté by injection, qui fait toute qualité partialité. Un bail un petit travail pour faire, ils ont pas voulu mener un prime minister office là. Ne bail on bagay côté ça là parler by les jeunesse. Madame n'a parlé dernière fois about qui manière nous on chaide nous content fait avec nous pas qu'à réserver là pour sauver l'argent. Ça c'est l'excision, les jeunesse les temps dans pays à nous là. Vous comprenez? Bail on bagay pour faire qui ça aider quoi, vous comprenez? The other thing is like what happening there in Sufferance Result. You understand? Lawless country. You understand? Fellas can come in with their guns and whatever and to come and look for illegal stuff that is illegally, but they don't care. You understand? These are the things that those people that are in position to look after and to do something. My brother who just called from, I think you're from Viewport, I feel your pain. I feel it. You understand? But there is a God. You keep on praying and do what you're supposed to do. Just don't sit down and say that is faith, and he will do something for you. Because faith without works, it is doomed. Do the best you can, and God will do the rest. May God bless somebody this year.
All right. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for your contribution, Mr. Rigobert, calling from Miku. 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, and that is 716-2026. Let me see if I have any of your WhatsApp messages while we are awaiting your calls. Kimani, the chat room.
In the chat room, someone says, nothing is a problem until it reaches a crisis. Tim, I am tired of hearing about this water crisis. Another comment, I've been saying this for years, Tim. The phrase, spare the rod and spoil the child, says a lot, not just for youth, but for adults too. No proper corporal punishment in school, and they're acting like hooligans and forming gangs in the schools. And the adults who get involved in drugs and crime aren't afraid of the police because they all know what they have to do is serve their time, get released, and go back and do the same thing all over again.
WhatsApp message, I don't know how many years now. Water has been running out from a toilet at the Rosso washroom. This is not good at all.
Someone says, yes, Tim, we need a GoFundMe for people like this guy, the one who called about his disabled child. Another comment in the chat, someone says, Tim, you cannot be more right when you say that many of these individuals who have these high positions of responsibility, they do not know, nor do they have a clue of what is expected of them.
We have a call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Good afternoon, Tim.
Hi. Good afternoon to you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Kimani.
Hi, good afternoon.
It's been a while, Timothy.
It's a while, yes.
Tim, I am listening to your show today, and the amount of complaints that I have heard there is really worrisome. Timothy, this country is not in a good place. Who is leading this country? Is that what the Labour Party made a fuss about? Coming into politics, coming into the government of St. Lucia. Is that what the Joachim Henry went into the church after Guy Joseph for? To put our country where it is today, Tim? I don't even know how to say it, Timothy. It's just shameful. It is sad to see where our country is in less than 3 years under the leadership of Philippe Pierre. Would solutions that Philippe Pierre could have fixed any problem in this country, Timothy? Timothy, I feel drained. I feel drained. No institution in this country is not functioning. The IMF report gave it to us. It told us it's only the tourism industry that have a little bit of life in it, and it's not doing as it's supposed to be doing. What are we doing as St. Lucians? Are we going to let our country sink? What is the poverty rate in St. Lucia, Tim? Do you know?
I'm not too sure right now, caller. Don't have the figures before me.
Under Alan Chasney administration, Timothy, I remembered before the elections, the poverty rate went down by 9%. Where are we going? We have a gentleman that is in government and he is clueless with a cabinet of educated people that is trying to fool an ignorant nation. What are we doing? Are we going to sit back and say we like Labour Party and then allow our country to go down when nobody will be able to eat apart from the politicians? St. Lucians, you all saw everything. God has exposed everything to your work. What more do you all stand up against the injustice that is happening in this country? We saw everything Ernest Hillard did when he was in opposition, when he was in England as the High Commissioner to our country. We saw all that Roro, and y'all still went and allowed these people to come and govern a country. How y'all expect it to be? It cannot be any better. Y'all saw the plans that Stephenson King made with Labour. Stephenson King wasn't in no problems with Alan Chasney. He was just wicked. How y'all expect your country to grow with all that wickedness in it? It's all evil. Stand up and save your country. Timothy, I don't know. We have no health care. We have nothing. Nothing is working in this country, Tim. I can see it. You can see it. Mr. Rigobert, he doesn't have the eyesight, but he can feel it. The blind can feel it. And with that playing politics with the future of our country, that is lives and livelihood. Playing politics with Philip Pierre that opened his mouth and said that he can play the politics while our country is sinking, turning into an impoverished state. We need to stand up and save our country. Timothy, I am just fed up. I am fed up. Have a good day.
You too, ma'am, and thank you so much for calling. 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. Let me see there if we have a WhatsApp message. Somebody says, caller, if no institution in this country is not functioning, then surely they are functioning. The caller is drained. Poor Jap. Another contribution. Somebody says there, good day, Tim. Let Lucians know I cannot be bought. Equal rights and justice for one and all. Listening and enjoying as usual. Who said that? Good day, Tim. Let Lucians know I cannot be bought. Equal rights and justice for one and all. Listening and enjoying as usual.
Shazzy?
Shazzy?
Mm-hmm.
No.
I don't know who said it, Tim.
Somebody, just read the chat room. Somebody will tell you. Good day, Tim. Let Lucians know I cannot be bought. Equal rights and justice for one and all. Listening and enjoying as usual. The chat room. Nobody has told you in the chat room?
Appa?
Right.
Oh. Oh my gosh. That is true. It's his tagline.
Okay. Let's take a call. We have a call on the landline. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Bon après-midi, Mr. Tim.
Yes. Good afternoon to you, caller.
Et puis bon après-midi, Kimani.
Bon après-midi.
Tim, pandémique ça va nous ka expériencer en cette lycée. Je cette lycée ni pour blâmer quoi yo. Parce que moi quand j'ai Philippe Pierre dit comment a dit Kafou. Bon pas ça il était un homme fou pour conduire le pays. De vous pas me peut-être pour Kafou la toque ou suppose aller. Bon ça a fait moi beaucoup la peine pour je cette lycée mettre un homme fou pour conduire le pays nous. Alors tout ce Philippe Pierre qui l'a comme premier ministre de cette lycée nous pas qu'à regretter. Alors, moi, quand je suis sujet cette lycée, double vote by courant et un nouveau vote by pays. Et puis, son cloche caille live à sous-Sicile Hamlet. Ça, c'est dimanche à 11h bon matin. Restez écoutés.
All right. Merci beaucoup.
Merci, Tim.
452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. And people have been complaining about the water situation in St. Lucia and the dam and the level of siltation there. Attempts were made over several years to address that problem, but I think it proved to be a lot more difficult than was anticipated. And this issue has been addressed recently by someone. We'll be hearing from that individual in just a bit. But first, we have a call as we say hello. Good afternoon to you via WhatsApp. You are on the air.
Hi, good afternoon, Timothy.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Kimani.
Hi, good afternoon.
Where are you calling from?
Timothy, I'm calling from Martinique.
Okay. How is Martinique today?
Timothy, it's very hot.
Like
and
St.
we will
Lucia.
soon have no boats going to St. Lucia.
Why?
Capo Rosso in Martinique have already sold it. There are 2 boats going on to Martinique. They have already sold one of the boats because they said that they do not have a port, comfortable port for them to dock, because they cannot dock at Rodney Bay anymore. What we are hearing is that the boat from Martinique cannot go back to Rodney Bay, even when GPH has done is going to be doing that port. And we also know that for a fact that Express des Îles has already been sold to another company in regards to the GPH deal that was being implemented in St. Lucia. So they dock off and they sold to a German company. Now that German company has extended to St. Vincent. So that's telling you when they leave Guadeloupe, they'll be going down to St. Vincent, so they'll be passing through St. Lucia. We do not know where Express des Îles will be docking in St. Lucia as yet. And Cap also, as of the end of the year, they will not be docking in St. Lucia. The boats are going to be out. So we need the government to tell us what exactly is going on with this transportation from Martinique to St. Lucia. Thank you.
All right, we'll have to confirm this. But that's why you call the broadcast?
Yes, I do.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. All the best to you. She is monitoring the broadcast from Martinique. As we say, bon après-midi, tout se moun ki ka koute, ki ka veye, hod, Martinique, Jordia. 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026 or 716-2026. So the water situation, let us hear from Opposition Senator Dominic Fede. He was on the Meet the Opposition program yesterday, and that is on Rev Up St. Lucia.
I want to talk about the desilting, and the desilting happened, Andre, in the most transparent manner because the funding came from the Caribbean Development Bank, and everything went out to international bidding. Right, and as a result, the best companies were selected for one aspect, which is the desedimentation area, which is when you flush out the silt from the dam, you had to put the mud and the fallen trees and the stones into an area which is called the desedimentation area. And then now we actually went ahead and did the first phase of the desilting. It's been 3 years that this administration have not. Now when Wasco recognized that it cost them millions to desilt part of this big 1.5 million cubic meters of silt, they then said, look, it would make sense for us to spend 2.5 million US and buy our own dredge, so that we can consistently maintain
the dredging
the
throughout.
facility. This administration came in with the new board, and to Nancy's point, instead of continuing the process, they did absolutely no dredging. Not one cubic meter of silt was removed from the dam in 3 years, Andre. And we have had very heavy rains in the wet season, right? And when you don't do that, you cause a pile-up and a pile-up. Now, if you continue to remove the silt, you increase the storage capacity of the dam. And by increasing the storage capacity of the dam, you would have been now able to compensate for the evaporation of water that's taking place now in the dry season.
But let me ask you a
because we
question,
had the same
Senator
situation to deal with in 2020.
Opposition Senator Dominic Fede speaking yesterday on the program Meet the Opposition on Rev Up St. Lucia. And somebody in the chat room there says, Kimani, we demand that Shazi come and tell us what is happening or tell us if the caller is lying. And that's on this occasion, we will certainly have a discussion with Shazi on this particular
anticipating his call.
So Shazi, you can call if you care to. The WhatsApp message, what's happening in the chat room as well, Kimani?
Someone says, God gave it to us, math, English, and a whole history of mistakes to learn from, and you humans cannot even listen properly. Someone says, when will St. Lucians go to the Wasco building to protest? St. Lucians have been paying a 66% levy on all bills to the silted John Compton Dam. This was imposed by Kenny Anthony since he was PM. How much money has Wasco collected since then? It is time to take action. Another comment in the chat. Shazi, can you please answer the caller's question about Martinique? Another comment. I know the Germans would not go into any deals with these Russians. I saw this coming. Wow, no boats, no planes to Martinique.
Somebody says the NewsSpin community is a beautiful one. The world is monitoring. Hello to you, my brother.
Someone else in the chat room says, Chukum Moemem. That's it for me.
And somebody told me, Tim, ask this guy to call me. I'll send him some money. Don't want to leave my name. I'm in Houston, and I'm from VA4. So I'll be passing on that number over to this gentleman. This is the most monitored talk show in the world. Now imagine somebody called me over the weekend, Kimani, and I'm not lying. I'm not fibbing. Okay? Not manufacturing anything. The guy is a solution. Says that he's working in a particular building in Washington, D.C. And the FBI operates from that building. So he heard NewsSpin has been played in a particular office. So he left his work, went there, and saw FBI personnel there listening. I'm serious. FBI personnel there listening to the program. And the guys are saying, the solution guy asked, what are you listening to? He said, I'm listening to this talk show from the islands, you know. And the gentleman pretended that, you know,
he didn't know.
He didn't know, and he just moved along. So even the FBI, hey to the folks over in Washington, D.C., FBI monitoring this broadcast as we speak. Who knows, as we speak. We'll be back in just a bit with more of your calls, your WhatsApp messages, and we'll be hearing from a Prime Minister. This is the most monitored talk show in the world.
One option when they arrive, our service will make the dead look at for accessibility. Remember, we have the only cemetery. Quality service, no package to make your wallet bleed. Lazarus is your true friend in your time of need.
Lucis up message to 285-6796, 285-7859, 285-3593, 285-3329, or 285-86. Lucelec encourages you to use the available options for doing business with us remotely.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
44 million, 11 plus 1 flow. Bleeding we color. Celebrating we greatness. With every 6, every wicket, every to glory. We show the world what we made of. Wherever it's played, Flow is proud to be a part of it. Bacchanal. Feel we energy. This is We Game. Visit discoverflow.co. Flow, official telecom supporter of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup.
The new home of the best country music is Power 97.9 FM.
Say the stars are bound to fade.
Switch us on Join Me, DJ Jerry, this and every Thursday from 8 p.m. till midnight for Country Gold, the best in country music.
Your bags are packed and waiting.
The new, the oldies, and the goldies. So let's make it a date. This and every Thursday with me, DJ Jerry, from 8 p.m. till midnight for Country Gold. If it's Thursday, it's Country Gold Thursday. Country Gold, only on Power 97.9 FM.
I lead a rich, rewarding life.
Join us at the KFC Recruitment Pop-Up, Saturday 25th May at Constitution Park from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. KFC is searching for enthusiastic team members, supervisors, delivery drivers, cyclists, and riders. So come prepared to join the KFC team and receive exceptional training and amazing benefits. Take this opportunity to shape your future with KFC. See you at the Pop-Up.
For 100 years, Metabo, made and engineered in Germany and distributed by Europe, has been at the forefront of Asia, delivering tools trusted by professionals worldwide. Thank you for being part of our journey. Here's to the next 100 years of excellence. Metabo, distributed by Europa, building our world together. For the month of June, get an automatic discount when you purchase any Metabo machine. Come to Europa first. We service what we sell.
Get your accommodation ready for the event season. Jazz, T20 Cricket, and of course, St. Lucia Carnival with hot showers powered by a tropical solar water heater. We offer a variety of sizes for any house, apartment, or hotel, and efficient installation within 24 to 48 hours of purchase. Call us today to find out what specials we have in store for you. With 3 convenient locations in Beaufort, 454-6344, Castries, 453-1868, or Grosley, 450-8201. Tropical Solar, good for the environment, good for you. Jazz is rhythm. Jazz is pulsating. Jazz is at Coconut Bay Beach Resort and Spa. Jazz on the Bay, all-white full moon edition from 6 p.m. on Friday, May 24th. Featuring Barbara Cadet, Siobhan Seeley, Michael Fletcher, Shane Ross, and Claudia Edward. Also the bands Tropics, Logix, and Extreme. Advance tickets only $200 all-inclusive. VIP is available. Jazz on the Bay at Coconut Bay Beach Resort and Spa. Friday, May 24th. See you there.
Win a trip or two to Jamaica. It sounds you have a chance to win and win big. Purchase Guinness on special at select bars and supermarkets for a chance to win a 4-day all-expense-paid trip to Jamaica. July 3rd to the 6th for Jamaica's Guinness Sounds of Greatness concert. Receive a prize card with every purchase to reveal instant prizes and to submit your entry for the grand prize. See press for details. Must be 18 and over to participate. Guinness, made of more. Drink and live responsibly. Sponsored by St. Lucia Times, Inter-Caribbean Airways, and energized by Climax.
Just received word of apparently 2 shooting incidents occurring sometime this afternoon, and that is over in Bexon as well as in Marshall. As far as the Bexon shooting incident is concerned, I understand that person now is in surgery. In the case of the Marshall shooting incident, apparently an individual or individuals fired upon a vehicle and a female has sustained injuries. Don't know if those are life-threatening. So 2 shooting incidents occurred earlier today in Bexon and also in Marshall. Which gives me the opportunity to play you this clip of Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley speaking recently at the Trade Winds closing ceremony, and she made reference to weapons, the utilization, and they are tools that can be used for both good and bad.
Indeed, we can truly attest that we are living in the season of superlatives, the hottest, the coldest, the worst. But whatever the challenges, be it public health, be it disaster, be it armed conflict, be it instability at the domestic level in terms of crime. And I say so, conscious that regrettably, this region in which we live, while we have managed to stay out of armed conflict at the national level, is beginning to see some scars emerge from the extraordinarily high level of homicide per capita in the Caribbean. A gun is a tool that kills. It doesn't walk, and even with AI, it doesn't yet talk. And it therefore comes back down to the basic integrity of the individuals in a society to determine how to treat with respect the weapons. I want to commend this Trade Winds exercise because I saw on the weekend you open up to the people of this nation, and I saw families come and bring their children. We will not be able to obliterate guns from the earth because regrettably, it is here. But like with everything else we do with our children, and I look at you, Reverend Yu, with everything else that we do, it is to teach them to respect tools of power. We will not be able to remove this from our children. But the question is, how do they engage with it? And what is the respect that they attach to it? I actually believe that the presence of this exercise has elevated the extent to which ordinary people can understand that these tools can be tools for good or tools for bad. The confluence of you acting not only with the physical equipment and instruments of war and rescue, but also the pervasive technology that now envelops every aspect of our lives, is indicative that that too is also a tool that can be used for good or for bad. And therefore the question is, how do we ensure that the majority of people in our countries use it for good, such that our efforts can always be gazed outwards and not necessarily inwards? This is important, especially for the Caribbean at this juncture, given that harsh reality of that high per capita rate of homicides in our region. Young men and women, in my view, ought to be exposed in the context of cadets, service clubs, scouts, other types of service clubs, because they must know how to handle tools with respect. We teach them to cook. Many, I hope. And even though a lot of people have electric stoves, they still have to learn how to use matches for those occasions when they have to light a gas stove. And we teach them how to light a match responsibly, because we don't want them to get burnt. I believe that there ought to be a significant expansion of the number of opportunities for young people in this region to understand the importance of service, but equally to understand the importance of how to handle weapons, whatever they are.
Prime Minister of Barbados, Mia Mottley, speaking last week during the closing ceremony of Trade Winds 2024. And in the chat room, somebody says, Barbados, please take PJP and give us Prime Minister Mia Mottley, please. That's in the chat room. Any more comments in the chat room, Kimani?
Someone says, this caller is not lying. Last week, only 10 bags came down from Martinique.
And by the way, somebody also says that a shooting right now at Bardini. So I can't confirm this, but a reliable source earlier on told me that there's been shooting incident over in Bexar and Marshall respectively. In the Bexar case, one male was injured and he's currently in the operating room. In the case of the Marshall incident, some people or individual fired at a vehicle and one female was injured in the process. And now somebody just sent me a WhatsApp message saying that shooting right now at Bardini.
Someone says, how long are St. Lucians going to stay silent and gagged? This GOSL has imposed the highest taxes ever on poor St. Lucians, whilst every sector is completely broken. Where is the millions of tax dollars GOSL has collected in excess? Why are we still paying the highest prices in the Caribbean? PJP needs to take his foot off our necks. Another comment, this is how a true leader speaks. Someone says, where is Philip JP to get his pen and notebook to take some notes? Another comment, this time via YouTube. Someone says, the way you make your bed, so you will lay down. The people elected the government, take it flat down, plat à terre. Another comment, how much money did they make in total? Is it still rising? Come on, answer. I want to calculate too. Someone says, shooting by sea, shooting par la. That's it.
Thank you so much, Kimani. We'll have a final update from you in just a bit as we're getting all set to wind down our program. The most monitored talk show in the world, NewsSpin. 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, and that is 716-2026. Let's see there. Let's turn our attention now to the name of things you probably did not know. The name of things you probably did not know. Well, the prongs of a fork are called tines. T-I-N-E-S. The prongs of a fork are called tines. The name of things you probably did not know. 452979, your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Let's take a call via the landline. Good afternoon. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Hello.
Timothy, a pleasant good afternoon to you and your listeners all over the world. PW on the line, Timothy. Timothy, today I would like to inform you that I've been calling you the whole week, Timothy. And I have a backlog of issues to discuss.
I don't know if I'll be able to entertain your backlog. Hold on. You hold on. You hold on. You hold on. Yes. I don't know if I'll be able to entertain your backlog of cases. Okay, so I am only
backlog of issues. Get it right.
I'm calling them backlog of cases. I'm only one. Right. I'm only one judge, and I could listen to a couple cases at a time. Go ahead.
And the numbers have reached 156 issues, Timothy. And I need to get rid of some of them. But Timothy, I will say an intelligent person is not necessarily the one with the most knowledge, but knows where to find it, Timothy. The government has actually come up with a minimum wage, Timothy. And it was what, $6.50, Timothy? Or 680? What was it, Timothy?
You don't have that knowledge now, up to now?
Well, I'm asking you, Timothy. I'm asking you.
But you have all the knowledge.
Okay, Timothy, all right. Timothy, and they have actually summoned the business people to attend consultation by the government, Timothy, of St. Lucia. As you may heard, that the president of the Bakers Association gave her views on part of what was happening at the consultation, and she was not satisfied with what was being discussed and what was the government's issue about that minimum wage. Timothy, I thought the government of the St. Lucia Labour Party spoke about the affordable wage, the livable wage, and not the minimum wage. Surprise, surprise, St. Lucians. I know the word on the ground. A lot of people were expecting $8 an hour, $10 an hour. But guess what? You have a surprise which is much lower than that. And if you look at it, Timothy, it's about $2.50 US an hour. Timothy, I remember, Timothy, working at a hotel. By the time you complete your 3 months to 6 months probation, you become a permanent staff. Nowadays, what happens, Timothy? You're on a 1-year contract, 6 months contract, you're on a 2-year contract. Before, only managers used to get that sort of treatment, the contract treatment. Now your job security is in jeopardy. You're no longer a permanent staff, but you are on a contract, Timothy. Working at the hotel is no longer a bed of roses, Timothy. It may be a rose, but it's no longer a bed of roses, Timothy. I can tell you that some employers want to keep workers living from hand to mouth, and they keep them there because they feel if they keep them there, Timothy, they will stay as the employees for as long as possible. This is what happens if the government is passing a minimum wage. What I would like them to do, Timothy, is to also categorize professions. Categorize it. You have construction workers, say what they're getting. You have people that working in e-services or people that working in the hospitality industry. You can actually categorize what the wages are apart from that minimum wage. You cannot have a construction worker working for $6.50 an hour. No. Apart from the minimum wage, Timothy, we have to talk about categorizing the working industry. It's no longer the banana plantation or the sugar plantation. It is a workers' plantation, Timothy. We can all succeed at the same time, Timothy. Both employers and workers can succeed at the same time. The wages that the government has proposed, that will be the minimum wage. I believe, Timothy, that will not take the solution public or the underprivileged to where they need to go. I can tell you that, Timothy. I remember sometime in the 90s when I was first employed, Timothy, I used to get $900 a fortnight together with service charge. Nowadays, Timothy, and that was 30 years ago, employees are still working for that. What has happened, Timothy? You mean when you work at a hotel, you know what the hotel does? And people talk about, Timothy, service charge. You know what the hotel does to service charge? They take the service charge for breakage, wastage, Timothy, and theft. They take part of the service charge the staff accumulate for all of that. You don't get your exact service charge. I know it. I used to be in management, Timothy, and the hotel have what we call group insurance. That group insurance, Timothy, as far as I'm concerned, Timothy, you work at a hotel, you're supposed to be insured for any injuries that have taken place at the hotel. Not you are in a group insurance. If you are fired, the group insurance is null and void. You understand? It's null and void because the group insurance is discontinued. So what has happened to the money that I've contributed to the group insurance for all these years? So that business of group insurance is total robbery when it comes to this group insurance. The hotel should have their own insurance to ensure their own staff, their staff get compensated in case of injuries taking place at the hotel. As I have said, the hotel is not a bed of roses. It may be a rose, but not a bed of roses. We can all succeed at the same time. And St. Lucians, I know that you're not happy with that $6.50 or whatever it is, which is $2.50 for us to work. This is highway robbery. Timothy, I thank you.
Thank you so much for calling, sir. And we're getting more updates with regard to those shooting incidents. And the person confirms once again that Marshall shooting, a female got shot in the leg. Bexar individual is in hospital and is in a critical condition. The person goes on to say some guys came to claim their drugs. And the victim in that Bexar shooting is from Dennery. Comments in the chat room. Kimani.
In the chat room, someone says, the fangs of a fork is a fact. What I was supposed to learn in school, now I'm knowing it. What is it called again, Tim?
It is called TINES. TINES.
Someone says, OMG, crime prevention. Another comment in the chat, that's how group insurance works. There should be workman compensation for work-related injuries. Another comment, I don't like it too. I know sometimes he's annoying, but he makes sense, so let him bring his point across. That's it. it for me.
Thank you so much. Our final feature is our NewsSpin News of the Day. But before that, we have our question of the day. How concerned are you about gang violence in St. Lucia? How concerned are you about gang violence in St. Lucia? That question is on our NewsSpin Facebook page. And we have some comments. Did not get time to go through them. We have now our NewsSpin News of the Day. And for me, that is good news. The ICC rules that Israel must halt its military offensive in Rafah in southern Gaza. The ICC rules that Israel must halt its military offensive in Rafah in southern Gaza. That's a broadcast. Thank you so much for watching and listening to another edition of the most monitored talk show in the world, and that is NewsSpin. Have a great weekend, and we'll be back, God willing, on Monday afternoon, same time, 12:30, with another edition of the program. Goodbye and be safe.